Greetings. I am Amy. And this is the final route I want to do. Well, maybe with a little small thing? No, I think this is the last route I'll do. Which is... I'm going to try and go the Sayori. Going to try and find Sayori. I'll link the channel below where I've seen how you do this. Because I forgot that you can not join him for lunch. I didn't see anything else. I did see the CGs for Sayori, now both of them. Because I needed to find, again, the Sayori route because it wasn't offered to me this time. But I don't know all the contents in it. I simply checked which thing I have to do to finally go and find Sayori. And I think what I have to do is not spend any time with him, like not spend any time with Kousei here. So I at least from I tried to not look at it too much so that I really don't see a lot of options. So if I made a wrong decision, it still has to be something that's fairly on. So maybe it's something like this has to also change. I don't know yet. I think something was also different here, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I should change my name for this one. Should I just go with Mark? Nah, let's try... I want to go with something that still starts with M to kind of have like this. Let's go with Matthew. Or just Matt? Let's just go with Matt. What do you say? Or something like that. Staring down my desk, I struggle to form the correct words for what I want to say. I don't... no pressure, of course. I didn't mean to push you into anything you're not comfortable with. I remain silently staring downwards, balling my fists up in my lap. I'll just see you around. I feel bad now for him. Honestly, it might have been less painful just to go along with it. Yeah, right. With nothing else to do, I decide to explore the halls and create a mental map of the campus. This is certainly new, so let's see if we're going to find Sayori somewhere. The bustling throngs of students all funnel towards a particular direction, the cafeteria if I had to guess, so there's no need to go that way. I am vaguely aware of eyes on me. Perhaps some of them are wondering where I'm going, if not to lunch, so if it's any of your business. I continue to walk onward, my eyes glued to the floor. I wish you would all just go away. Ooh, a vending machine! I ought to make note of where these are. I peer to my left and right down the halls, making sure nobody sees me. Then I kneel down in front of the machine, feeling down underneath it for spare change. I do feel like you and Natsuki are pretty similar, although I'm not sure if Natsuki... what Natsuki's situation here is in this mod. Jackpot! Someone left a 100 yen coin in the machine. I peruse the snacks on offer inside the vending machine to see what 100 yen buys me. Canned coffee, milk, green tea, strawberry milk. Damn it. Cheapest thing here is 250 yen. And there's no actual food anyway. Oh well, I'll just save up for the next time. With a smile on my face, I turn to continue down the hall, only to stop in my tracks when I notice something. I'll be interested. We had like 2 different scenes. Monica had like the cat scene, or like just simply going to the music club at the cat scene. When you go to the library the first time around, we get the car crash scene. Let's see if Sayori brings something else as well. Those stairs are barricaded off. Wonder why. The sign is flipped around to the blank side for some reason. I flip it back and it says, Danger, maintenance underway in English. Why the hell is it in English? I flip the sign back around so as not to leave a trace of my trespass before continuing up the stairs. Yikes. That sign wasn't lying. These stairs desperately require maintenance, or at least the roof does. From the image I have seen, I think this is the right decision I've made. There's a leak up there. and it's dripping down the stairs. Gross. I continue up the stairs, pressing my back against the wall as to avoid the rippling from on high. Logically, there isn't really any point to exploring the rooftop. Even if the door isn't unlocked, this rain renders it inhospitable. Still, curiosity drives me. After all, isn't the rooftop where lunches are had, friendships are affirmed, and confessions spoken? At least that's how it works in anime. Wait, what the shit? There's a backpack and pair of shoes next to the rooftop door. The shoes are from the girl's uniform, judging by the size. The door is unlocked. I gulp and gently open the door. The rainfall is furious as ever and shows no sign of stopping. Lightning periodically streaks across the sky, casting harsh light for but a moment across the saturated rooftop asphalt. And silhouetted against the flash of lightning, I see a figure, eyes turned upward to the pitiless grey. There you go. What the hell is this girl doing? She stands motionless in her reverie, allowing the rain to seep into her hair, into her uniform, saturating her very being. Hey, what are you doing? I call out without knowing why. This is terribly out of character for me. What she's doing up here is no business of mine. So why do I feel so compelled to scream my lungs out for her sake, compared to reach out and touch her? Why does it feel like as if I took my eyes off of her, she would shatter into pieces? Get back inside! You're going to catch a cold! Scream again, but my feeble voice is overpowered by the merciless storm that swirls around us. It's no use. Am I going to have to go out there into the rain as well? And I'm just some stranger. What right do I have to inflict my presence upon her? You're so silly, Matt. How could you possibly think you're bothering me? He did seem to remember her from somewhere. Your voice is one of the only things that keeps the rain clouds away. Hey, can you hear? Yeah, we probably can't see her all that well. Another knife of lightning slashes a bright blue wound across the endless grey. The girl holds her arms outstretched, taking in the sky ritual of self-mutilation. The boom of thunder silences me on the spot, because I'm a coward. Or is this coward who does nothing but lie and run away? That's not true. It is. No, it's not. It is. If I could have just been good for Mom and Dad. I haven't changed at all. But you... You are so beautiful in the rain. Dummy, you can't lie to me. You've gotten so bad at lying. Hey, come back! Please come back! Sayori! Please stop fidgeting. I can't help it. I'm ticklish. That you are. Despite my greatest efforts, I'm at least somewhat successful in drying her hair off. Why do you have a towel in your backpack anyway? A towel is about the most massively useful thing an interstellar hitchhiker can have. She proclaims this strange non-squitter with such confidence that it feels as though it should have been obvious. By now the towel is quite damp, and I haven't even gotten started with her uniform. You're gonna have to, like, wring out your blazer or something. Were you planning on showing up to class like this? I don't think I was planning at all. This girl. I eventually throw in the towel. It lands perfectly into her bag. Woo! Woo! Scoreboard! With a light exhale, I take a seat on the stairs, just to the left of this girl. Silence permeates the air for a short while before she speaks up again. Some things never change, do they? Hmm? You're always taking care of me. What? No. You've got it backwards. You were always taking care of me. Every time I skinned a knee or bruised an elbow, I was always the one bawling my eyes out, and you were always the one giving me a piggyback ride. Let's just agree to disagree, or we'll be back and forth about this all day. You know, after that thing happened, I didn't think you'd also be leaving. Sayori, please. I'm sorry to be selfish, but I'm not ready to have this conversation yet. I'm sorry. Nice going, Matt. Just gotta keep being selfish, keep hurting Sayori, keep doing your own misery. Guess I haven't unlocked your route yet. Sayori! Just how many dating sims have you played since we last saw each other? Listen! Countess Carmina has yet to find her ultimate true love. I need to make sure she lands that green-eyed pretty boy next. Thank you, Sayori. What for? For making this easy. For allowing me back into your life so readily. For letting things be as they always have been. She takes my right hand into her left and squeezes it. Her skin is cold, but her touch is warm. Dummy, there's no need to thank me for that. I'm just doing what I want. And today, I wanted to take a shower in the rain and say hello to my best friend. I squeeze her hand back and hold the tears inside. I don't deserve you, Sayori. I wonder what happened between them, but I guess this is the purpose. You should probably start heading to class. Class? Oh! Right. That all seems so distant now compared to what just happened. What about you? You know I can't show up to class like this. Just go. It's your first day. You have a lot more to lose than me by being late. More to lose? Something about how she said that doesn't sit right with me, but I can't really articulate why. I can stay with you. No, Matt. You can't. Maybe because she's implying she has nothing to lose by not going to class, which would imply that she feels she has no future. Or she's saying that compared to class, she's less worth, so losing her is better than losing the lesson. No, Matt, you can't. Why? Why not? Because, Matt, you're supposed to be the responsible one, the reliable one. Reliable? Sayori, I left you alone for 5 years, and I was going to continue doing so if not for this chance encounter. I know what you're going through. I knew about your raincoats, and yet I put on a goofy smirk. The only reason I look reliable is because I'm sitting next to you, Sayori. Meanie. That was good. Teasing and joking. Keep it going. Meanie or truth? Need I remind you who almost burnt my house down frying an egg? Are you never gonna let me live that down? If I did, would it make a difference? I could spend the entire lunch period listing out all the outrages. Shit. Alright, Matt. You've had your fun. Now you really need to head off to class. Do I? She looks so sad. Do I even dare leave her alone like this? Soaking wet, playing hooky, downcast and lonely? But if I end up skipping class on my first day, that might make her feel even worse. I should... Yeah, she would feel worse, potentially. do I do? Because I don't want to make her feeling worse. But I wonder if this is more like... But she probably also doesn't want to fully be alone. I mean, if I do something wrong, I can load. That's the beauty of this being a game. If my friend wanted me to, I probably would go to class. I just feel like after what I've seen from these games, they're more or less going to want me to stick with Sayori as well. But I'm not sure if that's the mod to do something like that. What kind of friend would I be leaving Sayori alone when she's this vulnerable? Screw the classes. I'll do what's right. Sayori, you said earlier that you're simply doing what you want. Well, what I want is to stay with you. Oh, Matt. You know I can't say no to you when you're being this sweet. She smiles, but it's an injured, regretful sort of smile. The one she puts on when she's blaming herself for something. Sayori, your brain's being mean right now, isn't it? Kinda. Well, it's wrong. This is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy. Your happiness is important to me. Sayori told me that once. Which makes pulling that card feel a little dirty. But if it's to make her feel better, I put on a silly grin and elbow her in the arm. You're not the only one who's been lonely these past 5 years, you know? Spare a thought for me once in a while. Finally, I managed to pull a giggle out of her. My face begins to turn red as I wind up for the killing blow. Heartstring flotilla. Huh? Dating sim I played a couple years ago. Heartstring flotilla. Ha! You officially can no longer make fun of me for playing dating sims. That's the one that takes place on a bunch of ships, right? That's what a flotilla is, yes, Sayori. Yeah. So, who'd you go for? Fuck! I need to be careful of how I answer this. If I told you, would you even know what I'm talking about? Of course! I watched someone on MeToo play it. Now quit trying to worm your way out of this and answer the question! It's like the DLC girls. I have an idea of what I could do as a little single thing to see what would happen, whose route I'll end up being on. Hanamisaki. Nice try, but my brownie points are not one that easily minster. Mister? For some reason I read Minster and was like very confused at the end there. I wasn't. She saw right through me. The most shocking development yet. Sayori teases me now. That's the closing bell. Guess I'm officially a delinquent now. Wow. We actually spent half the day up here. Yeah. Guess we did. There's no one else I'd do something like this with, you know? Nobody else I would just spend hours sitting and talking with. Jeez, you've gotten so mushy, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come off as overbearing or clingy or anything. Shh, it's fine. I think it's cute, personally. Redness, meet my face. Redness, meet my face. I'm sure the two of you are going to become well acquainted from now on. Most of the students are long gone, but those who linger talk among themselves, though occasionally I spot a stray glance. So it seems to notice as well. Fuck these people. I put on the nastiest evil grin I can muster, then lean close to Sayori and whisper, "Don't worry about them. Who cares what a bunch of mud people think?" Pfft, Matt, stop! That's a horrible way to treat people. Despite her admonishments, that seems to have shocked her back into good cheer. With how dark the clouds above loom, it's near impossible to even tell it's evening. To see the orange-hued sunset at the end of a day's work, it's a simple pleasure that now seems to be utterly out of reach. She has a blue one, okay, I see. She's holding it pretty loosely compared to Natsuki. Like, I would still get, like, rain into my face like that. Soon I walk quietly side by side into the monochrome sky, rain beating down against each of our umbrellas. Eventually, on our shared walk home, we arrive at an intersection. Well, I'm headed this way. I was thinking about how we used to walk home together every day. We were neighbors after all. Yeah. I'm guessing you take the train to and from school now? Yep. School's nowhere near within walking distance nowadays. You gonna be okay on your own? You still worry too much about me. Guess that much hasn't changed. Sayori fidgets with her umbrella for a bit before finally speaking up again. Matt, tell me your phone number. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I kick myself mentally while I relay my mobile number to Sayori. Mental, no written. I'll text you when I get home, right? Okay? Sure. That sounds wonderful. I hope she remembers it correctly. Sayori smiles wider than I've seen her smile all day before she twirls on her right tiptoe and embarks on her way. Seeing her this happy, I can't help but feel I made the right decision. And wrap a loaf of sliced bread sitting on the counter. This old girl has lasted me almost a month, but she's down to her last 4 slices. Preservatives are a hell of a thing. I pop 2 slices into the toaster and press the lever down. While I wait for the toast to brown, I dig around in the fridge to see if there isn't anything I could spread atop the toast. A box of cigarettes, 3 bottles of wine, leftover cup ramen, shoju, chicken broth, mabotofu, even more wine. Holy shit! Since when did we have Netera hazelnut spread? I open the jar and it looks like as though it's been dipped into with a spoon before. Mom was probably craving it at some point. Hell yeah, this shit is going on my toast! As if on cue, the newly browned toast pops up. I waste no time spreading the sweet hazelnut goop over the surface of the 2 slices. The smell alone stirred my stomach to desperate yearning. I actually don't really eat a lot of, like... I don't really eat, like, chocolate or hazelnut stuff on my toast or bread in general. I'm more of a cucumber cheese type. Both of it. The toast dustly dressed, I place both slices onto a plate and take it with me upstairs to my room, humming all the way. My, this sugary hazelnut ambrosia has put me in a good mood. Blech. I practically inhaled a Netera laden toast. They say anything is delicious when you're starving, but like, this is good. Before long, my plate bears naught but crumbs, but my mind is lighter and happier for it. Gah! Oh, it's probably Sayori. And she also has her profile. Just got home with a heart. You get home safe too? Yeah. Did Mom and Dad notice you were soaked to the bone? Likely no. Still, the school's probably gonna call them anyway, 'cause I didn't show up to class, lol. Sayori, that's not something to lol about. Yeah. We text very differently with Sayori compared to the others. Sorry, don't know why I typed that. It's okay. Just show up to school tomorrow, okay? And if you attend your classes, I promise I'll have lunch with you. Bribing me with food, are you? Something like that. Fine. I'm kind of sad that he doesn't type like he usually did with the other ones. You could be like, but it's friends, but it's like I type with my friends pretty like formal as well. Like I don't use this language at all. I can't stand it. Like there are a few of my friends who do it and it's fine, but I can't imagine myself doing something like this. Like I would probably bash my head into the wall trying to type like that. And I have quite a few of other friends who also don't really do that. One of them doesn't use any emojis at all. Like I use like these emojis. I only use like these yellow ones for specific expressions, or for one or two people who also tend to use them. But most of the time, I really just like use these ones. One of my friends doesn't use anything like that. I guess I can pretend to be responsible for the sake of food. Pretending is all we can do. Wear the mask until you become it. Okay, calm down, edgelord. I should text her in the morning too, just to make sure she actually got out of bed. That might make Sayori sad though. New shower thoughts. I had something earlier. Oh right. That kind of ties into something else I spoke about in the Natsuki route. I was like sorting my dinosaur toys, and I kind of want to play with them again. I already mentioned that, but I was kind of motivated to do that. But I also recently recalled what I used to play. Back then, you couldn't do anything with me without me wanting to put dinosaurs into it. I had like Barbies, but I hardly really played with them because like dinosaurs, cars. But like I still had, like friends who played with Barbie, which will happen because there are people who are into Barbie. And when we like tried playing together, my friend and I, back then, it was like she was playing like a Barbie. I just kind of wanted to share that because I think it was kind of funny. Although a bit disturbing maybe when you consider that I kind of made it like the Barbie and the dinosaur end up together. Like the dinosaur thinks and speaks like a human being, but it's just like a dinosaur. And she like meets this dinosaur and they fall in love. But then this other Barbie I had and Ken come over and they're like, you can't love a dinosaur, he's dangerous, because it was like a Tyrannosaurus, yeah. I have him pretty near me actually. And it was like, no, you can't marry him, and usually had him die at the end. Already back then I had a weird obsession, like, I had it often that by the end of the story I just killed off my favorite character just to make myself cry or something. And it worked. I remember also one time in my bed, I was playing like something with the Little Prince where there was like the snake and the rose. And the snake, I for some reason turned him into a good guy. And I made like this whole tragic story of redemption for him, and then he died, and I was like crying in my bed at like in the morning because nobody was awake yet, so I kind of had to entertain myself. It was just I remember that very clearly because I was also constantly watching the shadows I had of the snake and like was looking at the wall against. It's like a core memory of mine because that was basically the start of my story, the start of my storytelling parts of me. We were still talking about the cupcakes. Of course, I'll need to face the consequences of my actions before I do such thing. After all, it was me who decided to stay at that stairwell with Sayori. It was me who decided to ditch school. But no matter how many times I say that, Sayori's still gonna think it's her fault. I don't know what to do for you. Whatever happens next is on me, and me alone. That's true. I wish you could understand. I'm here to support you. You are all that matters. And if you were to hear all this, You would tell me that I shouldn't think so little of myself, that I need to think of my own happiness too. Without realizing precisely that sort of kindness that makes you matter. It makes you matter more than I ever could. If I could steal all your pain and hold it inside of myself instead, I would do so in a heartbeat. And if on the off chance I can't take it anymore, all that pain would disappear with me. No, she would probably hear about it and then she would probably fall back into it. Because no matter what, someone will have to suffer. You'd be surprised by how many times my friend hears about random incidents like this somewhere in the world, and even though he doesn't know the person, he feels so strongly about it. I remember him playing like a game, and he was like, "I wish we could bring the." We were playing like Sheepy, and I don't think it would be too much of a spoiler. It happens fairly on. It's not that long of a game anyway. They're like dead bodies everywhere. So the whole time, like, I wish I could bring them to the surface and make sure that I get buried properly, and make sure that the families have them back. And it was like, some probably don't have them anymore. It's probably like it's been very long since this happened. And he was like, even if there is no family to grieve for them, I will grieve for them. And by the sound of it, he really meant it, because he's even more sentimental than I am in those aspects. Such incidents will always cause pain for someone. Although I kind of don't exactly like viewing it that way, because it's kind of also. I kind of don't like it when people are like, you must continue to live because think of all the people who care about you. It's kind of guilt trippy that way. You kind of need to also convince the person themselves that they should live, not just for others, but there is something that they can look forward to that isn't just dependable on others need you, but rather there is something you can still have in this world. It's much more difficult, but the problem is just constantly guilt tripping a person like, oh no, I would miss you is also not the right thing to do. It might happen every now and then, of course, because it's true. You do care about the person, and if they were to do something to themselves, it would shatter you too. All the people who care about them would be heartbroken, but you can't use that as the only thing all the time, forever. But I do think it's a stupid thing to assume that the pain will all just go away when you take your own life, because I do understand the notion of it doesn't go away, it's basically just given to someone else. Because as much as I don't like the fact, I will talk about it at some point, about how, like, when mods have one of the Dokis kill themselves, that you're romantically involved with the other person will definitely be suicidal, because it's not always the case. Like, even if you're close to someone, it doesn't guarantee that you're suicidal. But a grief like this, and especially when you see the body or just lose someone this way, this still can lead to a lot of difficult feelings. They will haunt you for the rest of your life to a certain extent, and always have something with you that you will be changed due to that to a certain extent for the rest of your life. This is something that impacts you to a massive extent. So I do kind of agree a little bit with the notion that the pain will be given to someone else. And those are my shower thoughts for the day. Let's just leave. I need to shoot Sayori a text to make sure she's waking up on time. Actually, fuck it, I'll call her. I'll be her personal alarm clock if need be. on. Pick up. I knew it. Come on, Sayori. Time to get up. Oh, good morning, Matt. Good morning. Sayori, please hurry and get up. You're gonna be late to school. 5 more minutes? You know how much I hate cliches. Fine, fine. I hear the ruffling and stirring of fabric on the other side. I'm getting up. Hear that? That's the sound of me getting up. All right. Good. And you better show up to school today or I'm gonna be seriously pissed. You getting pissed? I'm tempted to skip just to see that. Sayori! I'm being serious. I know. Thank you, Matt. Yeah. See you at lunch? Top of those stairs? As good a place as any, I guess. Talk to you then. Love you, Sayori. Love you too, Matt. I run my hands through my hair. I hope she actually shows up to class. Still the hole in the wall. This time I kind of want to see what's on the TV this time because I've never seen it before. Might as well catch up on what's going on in the weird world around me. Today's forecast calls for heavy rains and possible lowland flooding in the Sarabatu prefecture. This unprecedented summertime deluge has set records yet again. Since the devastating 1959 Pacific typhoon season, the office of Japan's prime minister has worked tirelessly in the ensuing decades to reinforce Japan's infrastructure. Prime Minister Kikuchi Seiji has praised the strength of Sarabatu City's advanced runoff system and sewer networks, which, combined with the city's high elevation, has prevented the disastrous collapse of infrastructure observed during the 1959 typhoons. Government officials urge citizens to continue working hard for the sake of... I shut off the TV. Wow, so it's still raining. No shit. Dude, did you hear about that crazy girl on the rooftop? I hear her boyfriend had to come get her. Skipped class for the rest of the day just because of her. How about that sir about to slash her? When I cut up some chick again. But get this, she survived. Here they've her room locked down, all maximum security like. But just when I'm fixed up and ready for class. Oh god, right. Matt? I think I know what this is about. Yes, Katsutoshi-sensei? Come with me to my office. Without another word, Katsutoshi turns and begins power walking to the direction of his office. This is gonna suck. Katsutoshi's office is stern and serene, with only a few dull green plants lending any sort of color to the room. The sun filters feebly in from the rain-soaked windows. I've only been in this office once before. It's still just as intimidating in its well-meaning but clinical sterility, a reflection of the man who occupies it. I'm sure you know why you're here, Matt. I nod weakly, unable to meet his eyes with mine. He leans forward on his desk and tenses his fingers, waiting patiently for me to summon the courage to verbalize my answer. I skipped half a day's worth of classes. My fists tighten in my lap, my knuckles turning white as my fingernails stick into my palms. Katsutoshi blinks slowly, formulating his next words carefully. And you understand then how this reflects on Sarabatu High, a school that has graciously taken in a transfer mid-semester who skips on his first day. Stared down at the tensely balled hands on my lap, my lip trembling as the dam threatens to break. Katsutoshi must have noticed my distress because I'm not saying all this to shame you or upset you. The board has bigger problems than one tardy student, and even if it didn't, smoothing things over with them would be a simpler matter. I just want to know what happened. Why couldn't you make it to evening classes on your first day? I screw my eyes shut, my brain screaming to think up a logical excuse, but no matter what, I just keep thinking about Sayori, alone at the top of those stairs, soaked and shivering. You know I'm on your side, right? I... Should I lie? Would that make Sayori feel... Would that maybe be better for Sayori? Because I doubt she wanted... Let's first see what we say. If we even mention Sayori or just mention that there is a student that was up on the rooftop and they were worried. There's a girl named Sayori, we even mentioned him. Don't know if you know her. She was on the rooftop in the rain. I couldn't just leave her there, Katsutoshi sensei. She was alone up there, and I realize just how unbelievable this sounds. But even so, I believe you, Matt. Do you know why I was willing to extend such efforts to bring you into the school? To make sure you, in particular, receive the best education available? It's because I see within you a rich and vibrant future, full of great things. A potential to rise above the circumstances surrounding your home. A success story in the making. The school is willing to make exceptions for you because of your exceptional academic performance, but I advise you not to test the limits of Sarubatu High's leniency. Is this for real? Am I really being held off with just a warning? Take this warning to heart, Matt, and remember again, I will always be in your corner. Thank you, Katsutoshi-sensei. He nods and leans back, wordlessly signaling that I'm free to go. Now I rise unsteadily to my feet, my trembling knees taunting me with the threat of giving way. As I move to the exit, you're a bright kid, Matt. Don't let that girl drag you down with her. Ah. Stop where I am on the spot and turn around. Excuse me? Sayori, I mean. The girl's been held back twice for crying out loud. She's a year older than you, yet still in the freshman class. What gives you the fucking right? Everything my heart is telling me to tear into him right now, to tell him he's far more worthless than Sayori will ever be. But that would be a problem. But my brain knows that won't end well for me or Sayori exactly. I place my hand on my chest and take deep, trembling breaths. Are you alright, Matt? You stopped moving suddenly. Yes, I'm fine. Just trying to remember the directions to the home economics classroom. Don't let me keep you waiting any longer then. I step out into the empty halls and begin unsteadily making my way towards the home ec classroom. The only other people I encounter are hall monitors, who see me coming from the direction of the vice principal's office and regard me with different expressions, ranging from pity to disgust. None of you understand. None of you even try to understand. My eyes trained unwaveringly to the floor, I continue walking forward until I find my way to the home economics classroom. 15 minutes late. I take a moment to steady my breath before I grab the knob and gently open the door. As soon as I enter, there are several pairs of eyes on me. Not that I can see it. I'm still staring at the floor, but I can feel them as though they nibble at my flesh. I attempt to make as little sound as possible as I close the door behind me. Within short order, all eyes are returned to their respective tasks, my entry but a momentary interruption. That's when I notice. This class is entirely made up of girls, as if I didn't stand out enough already. The normally appetizing scent of meat being grilled and pastries being baked only makes my stomach turn. I meekly approach one of the instructors and ask what activities are underway. After a moment's pause, I am directed towards a girl of short stature and hair dyed an outrageously bright pink. You gotta be fucking kidding me. As if this day couldn't get any worse. psyching myself up, I quietly advanced towards the candy-colored menace, hands clutched tightly behind me. The pin-sized pest is completely engrossed in her work, whisking together dry ingredients such as flour, baking soda, and salt. I simply stand in place, waiting for my presence to be noticed. Finally, she turns around and Jesus fuck! The expletive exploded forth as naturally as it was during our first encounter. Luckily, the sounds of running water, frying pans, and microwaves managed to mostly mask her voice. Who the hell and why the hell are you sneaking up on me? I'm barely able to string two words together in the face of her outburst. She seems ready to club me with a rolling pin, but instead... Hold on a sec. You're that simmering foreigners that tried to chat me up on the way to school yesterday. This is all still the same. I'm able to form sentences. I resort instead to nodding my head frantically, my frowning lips stiff as stale bread. The pink-haired girl crosses her arms and huffs like a furious bull. Well, I ain't apologizing for shit. If you're here to help, then keep quiet like you are right now and mash up these bananas. She thrusts a stainless steel bowl full of overripe bananas into my gut, causing me to reflectively take hold of it. Reflectively. With little idea of what is actually going on, I retrieve a wooden soup ladle and get to work pulverizing the hapless fruits into a mush sure to evoke nightmares in any musa. Cuminata, I don't know that one. I present the pink-haired girl with the bananas thusly brutalized. She simply nods and retrieves the bowl into her hands, scooping its contents into the batter. Crack a couple eggs into the batter while I roast these walnuts. Using the wooden soup ladle from before, the girl stirs a few handful of walnuts like a skillet. As she does so, she watches me closely as I handle the eggs. Delicately, I tap the eggshell against the edge of the bowl, forming a barely perceptible crack. Before using my fingers to spread the newly bisected egg, release the yolk into the batter without any shell. The girl looks away, trying to hide her expression of surprise. While I look towards her, my rapidly reddening expression pleading with her to tell me what to do next. Ugh! Don't just stand there like a frightened poodle! Mix the batter up, numbnuts! I quickly averted my eyes towards the batter, mixing it with a spatula as she commanded. With the batter mixed, walnuts roasted, and both combined, all that's apparently left to do is scrape the resultant slime into a loaf pan. Having done so, the pink-haired girl inserts the now occupied loaf pan into the oven and sets the timer to 55 minutes. She breathes a satisfied there. The fragrantly sweet scent wafting from the warm oven is tastefully undercut by the aroma of the roasted walnuts. That aroma only grows strong after the pink-haired girl swings the oven door open, blasting our faces with a mush of heat and mouth-watering sweetness. Adds the banana bread. And there it is, her vaguely bread-shaped pastry of unknown name, except banana bread? Thought I told you to stay quiet. Sorry, I clasped my hands over my mouth once I realized my mistake. Jeez, you're just gonna make me feel bad now. Yes, Matt, we've made banana bread. Took you that long to figure out, huh? Thought quiet guys with glasses were supposed to be smart. I remained silent before her ribbing. At least I hope it is merely ribbing. Although honestly, after first interaction with me, I wouldn't blame her if she really did despise me. Well, despise implies she thinks about me at all. I'm sure to I'm just just stupid dead weight. Sorry, nameless pink-haired girl. I promise you'll never have to see me again after— Yo! Let's get this shit onto a chopping board! I slip mittens onto my hands and retrieve the steaming loaf from the oven, my olfactory sense taking in all the flavors bursting from its dark brown crust. I flip the loaf pan upside down over the chopping board and with a few shakes managed to deposit it gently on the wooden surface. The pink-haired girl already branches has a bread knife, and if she wasn't so small, her frantic hopping would collapse the roof onto... It's us. She wastes no time cutting out 2 thick slices from the sweetly fragrant loaf. The true expanse of its palate hitting my nostrils only after it is dusty perforated. Of course, use the yellow cake-like texture within, which houses the mushed bananas and roasted walnut loaf. Banana bread is best when it's fresh out of the oven, especially with butter. It melts upon the bread's soft yellow grain, infusing it with delicate flavor. Sometimes in recipes online, they include powdered sugar or, heaven forbid, chocolate, but at least such additions miss the point of, yo, you're gonna keep eye-fucking the banana bread or you're gonna eat it. The pink-eyed girl's colorful imagery snaps me out of my brain tension. I noticed she's already halfway through her slice. I didn't pay attention to her reaction. She takes another bite out of her slice, staring me down with a furrowed brow. I come to the somewhat bold conclusion that she's given me permission to try banana bread myself. Adversarying me up as I gingerly take a slice into both hands. It's just studying my reaction. That's pretty similar to the cupcakes. I'm reading a bit faster. I already read pretty fast. I bite into it. The soft crust gives little resistance, but just enough to lend the soft innards a pleasing, satisfying texture. My mouth waters instantly once the food enters it. The bread is delightfully soft and sweet, with the walnuts lending an unmistakable savory crunch. Banana bread is usually wonderful, but this is... Ha! You know, if you want to keep up this gloomy persona, then you'll have to work on your poker face. It's amazing. My eyes are damn near tearing. Okay. Well, yeah, I am the best after all. They've enjoyed the rest of our individual slices in silence. Before long, the instructor passes by and cuts into the loaf, separating out a thin slice for herself. Karma is proven to be well founded. As usual. I did notice some crumpling of flour in one spot of the grain. But I'm sure we can chalk that up to outside interference. I look away at the floor in my face in shame. I'm sorry, I don't get to make excuses, ma'am. The world is going to have all sorts of outside interference. Just gotta get used to it. Commendable attitude. Japan needs more young ladies with a sense of duty such as yours. 50. As for you, young gentleman who was 50 minutes late, get your act together. The instructor strides towards the next student with long, imperious steps, leaving the words to stew. A moment passes before I inhale deeply and dare to look the girl in the eye. Grown-ups are just the worst, aren't they? She wasn't wrong. I promised something up along the way. Oh, shut that up. Promptly to the pink-eyed girl's commands, she once again takes the bread knife into her hand and splits the loaf of banana bread into 2 equal halves. She unrolls a bit of plastic wrap and encases both halves separately in the protective film before taking one of the halves and sticking it in her backpack. And that signals the end of class. Homework cannot be just as fun as I thought. For the most part, anyway. I slid my backpack over my shoulders and turned to silently leave the classroom, only to be YO! This time I was audible to the entire class. You're just gonna leave your half of the loaf! My face reddens and I scrambled to say something half coherent. No, I couldn't possibly. Didn't I just tell you to shut the hell up? Here. The girl presents the other half of the banana bread loaf. Her face is a twisted image of frustration and disappointment. I hesitantly accept the offer. For some reason, neither of us can look the other in the eye as I stuff the banana bread into my backpack. Though I don't have the courage to speak up about it, the awkwardness continues to permeate the air as we walk silently side by side. Why are you still here? Please just go away. It's what I want to say to her. Instead, I just keep my head down and pretend she isn't there. This goes on for the next few minutes until... Christ! Why are you so cold all of a sudden? Loud. You told me to shut up. What? That hurt your feelings? Give me the silent treatment now. Does this girl know what shut up means? Why are you following me up? I have my backpack and feel the weight of my half loaf of banana bread inside it. Still, maybe she is nice after all. Well, I see how it is. This will be important because I plan on maybe doing one last round where I mix some things up and see whom I'm going to end up with. I could also mix up like Monica, and I can't do like Sayori or something because that's just gonna equal out to Monica, but maybe at the library. Or maybe I should do with Monica from the get-go, because I feel bad with Sayori given the relationship we have. Without any need for prompting, I know exactly where I'm headed next. The stable where Sayori and I reunited. Although I would be kind of interested to see what would happen if I didn't spend time with Sayori that time. As I weave my way through the halls packed with students like sardines, it feels as though 100 eyes are on me. Keep my head down, my long hair covering most of my face. What is happening? Is it all in my head? Or are there really so many people with nothing better to look at? I just need to not look at them. And once I'm past all of them, I can... Somebody shoved me to the floor. As I pick myself up, I notice there's someone standing in front of me, looking down on me. She wears her uniform, not at all according to regulation. Is she some kind of delinquent? Did she do this? Hey, dude. That was Sayori Natsuki. Hey, dude. You okay? What? Huh? Who the hell are you? I'm fine. I just, with the words caught in my throat, I simply turn and run towards the direction of the stairwell. I hate this. At least I get to see Sayori now. I make my way up the stairs past the warning sign. One by one, my legs carry me up the dampened steps until I reach the final flight, where I see Sayori has already claimed her seat. My smile meets hers, but it is a smile so plainly complicated and conflicted, one laced with memories, happy ones and painful ones. I wish I could say I can tell what she's thinking with just a glance at her face, but I know even her eyes, the so-called windows to the soul. I know that the blue skies I see within them are just that, the sky, not even touching the surface. Hey, yo. I take my seat to Sayori's left. She takes through her bag until she procures a large ruby red cloth bag that matches splendidly with her bow. She sits the bag down on her lap before looking into my eyes with knowing concern all over her face. Have you eaten at all today? Yes. And did you bring lunch today? No. I had a big breakfast. Sarah gently reaches her hand up to my forehead and flicks it with her index finger. I raise both my hands to cover the offended area in the fence. Ow. You realize when you lie to me, it just makes me worry even more, right? My face reddens as my deception is exposed. Can't fault me for trying. I nonetheless remain silent, my head averted in shame. Sarah unties the red bag, opening it up and revealing two different bento boxes, one black with a cherry blossom pattern, and the other glazed chrome with a wooden cover. I told Mom about how I met you again for the first time in 5 years. You know what the first thing she did was? She finished packing my lunch, placed it in the bag, and without a word got started on the second box. Seeing how skinny you are, I think she made the right call. The heat in my face intensifies further, and I clutch my arms tightly. This is awful. It's bad enough that Sayori's worrying about me, but to burn her parents too. Whose heartache is it I cannot ever even imagine? Sayori and her family. They're real people with real problems. I have no right to add on top of that. She flicks my forehead again. Go away, rain clouds! Maybe that pink-haired girl is right. I do need to work on my poker face. After some prodding on Sayori's part, I eventually relented and accepted the chrome-colored bento box. It feels cold in my hands and heavy. I lift the light-colored wooden lid and fit the box snugly into its bottom. And behold, the handiwork of Sayori's mother. In one subdivision are 3 egg rolls, which fit perfectly into their little cubicle. In another are 4 tuna sushi rolls, arranged in a square shape. In the largest section are several teriyaki beef strips sprinkled with sesame seeds, atop a bed of spinach and bean sprouts. The second largest cubicle is devoted to a rice ball with small cuts of seaweed used to make it look like the character Kokoro from the popular animated movie of the same name. And finally, 2 boiled eggs cut into halves and a small plastic container of shoyu. This is an amazing spread. Thank you, Sayori. Give your mom my thanks too, would you? She answers wordlessly, her mouth already full of rice and egg. I begin digging into my bento box as well. It tastes about as delicious as I expected. The highlight is almost certainly the savory, slightly sweet teriyaki beef. I guess cooking skills aren't hereditary. Oh my god, how do you say it? You can inherit cooking skills. Even the chopsticks are cute. They're both painted with an image of a blue sky with puffy white clouds. Do you eat like this every day? Come on, Matt. What kind of a question is that to ask a girl? Sorry. Forget I said anything. I do. Just about every day. My poor mom is stressing all the time about me not eating enough. And now I'm just another source of stress. She'd never say any of it's a bother, though. She tells me all the time she enjoys putting together lunch boxes. Real traditional lady, I guess. Plus, my meds kind of have the side effect of making me hungry. So she takes meds. That's something I didn't know till now. Do the pills help? Yeah. I can tell by the look on her face she knows that wasn't very convincing. Now who's lying? Sorry. Truth is, they really do help. Just not in the way they're supposed to. Mirtazapine kickstarts my appetite and helps me sleep. Citrulline is the weird one. All it does is make me tired and grumpy. So I take a few of those too before bed instead of in the morning, like I'm supposed to. If the pills don't help... I could have... So either make a joke. This is just mean. You should talk to your doctor. Matt, I've had to switch up my meds twice already. Each time with new paperwork, different pharmacies, and dealing with insurance. My parents say it's no big deal, that we should just keep trying until something sticks. But I know better. I know it's all a waste of effort. Give me a second to turn on the lights here. To be frank, as much as it's related to her just feeling guilty and her just feeling hopeless, I actually do have a friend who completely stopped taking his meds and it improved his quality of life, so Not quality of life, just it really helped to just stop taking meds overall. The stopping was the only thing that really did anything to begin with. So, while I do think maybe she should keep trying, maybe she could also just discuss not trying meds and trying other methods, maybe? So I lied to them and say the pills have improved my mood. Just like they're lying to me when they say I'm not a burden on their time and finances. No. That's all wrong. I reach out towards Sayori's forehead and flick it. Come on, Sayori. You're smarter than this. Those thoughts are the most obvious rain clouds I've ever seen. If someone really loves you, like I know your parents do, they'll consider it an absolute privilege to help you. That goes for me too. It's just her brain probably won't allow it to hear it that way. But you kind of just need to keep trying and explaining it to them every now and then. Not all the time, because then it's just going to weigh them down as well, just... She smiles sadly at me, her shining eyes boring straight through my own and into this ugly soul of mine. And you're smarter than this. You know those kinds of platitudes are completely meaningless. They're not completely meaningless. It's just they need to be said a certain amount of times, a specific way. They're not always going to work. They also shouldn't be said all the time, because that's just going to make it seem like we're only viewing the person as like their depression. But no, things like these are not completely meaningless. It's just that it won't be easy to just tell her that, like... Eventually she might understand it a little bit, but... Overall there will still always be a part that won't allow her to fully accept it. But she can accept it enough to have a bit of a better life. I look away, ashamed that I ever thought a line like that could work. She's completely right. Those were simply worthless sentiments from someone who doesn't understand at all. Oh buddy, I've heard sentiments like these from people who do understand depression, because they have it. At least keep showing up to school. If you do that, I'll hang out with you whenever you want. Sounds like a deal? God only knows why she would even want that, but I guess I shouldn't question it. You're so merciless. Expecting me to be a functional human being. You are a functional human being. You just need to work harder than most people. Packing her respective lunchboxes back into Sayori's red bag, she scoots closer, gently closes her eyes, and leans her head on my shoulder. With how narrow and bony they are, I can't imagine it makes a comfortable pillow. Within moments, she's out like a light anyway. The heat of her body seeps into my right arm, her quiet breaths almost inaudible over the sound of rain. These sounds are these feelings. And these feelings. Before long, they begin lulling me to slumber as well. Fuck. Guess all that food kinda conked me out. We pull ourselves to our feet and throw our respective backpacks onto our shoulders before making this short trek down the damp and dingy stairs. Once we're at the bottom of the stairs, we continue to walk side by side until eventually our classes separate us. Do this again sometime? Yeah, of course. See you around, Sayori. Without another word, Sayori flashes me one more smile before making her way down the halls. The teacher... sorry, this is my first day in this class, and... oh. Right, because Itsumi... we can't get Itsumi when we didn't have the awesome English class. The teacher gives a grunt of acknowledgement as I breathe a sigh of relief, grateful this at least wasn't grounds for a reprimand. Heard about what happened happened in the hall while you were on your way to meet me? Hmm? Someone roughed you up, right? Roughed me up is a bit of a dramatization. I just got pushed over in the crowd. Probably wasn't even on purpose. Yeah, no. That doesn't happen on accident. It has happened before an accident. Where did you even hear about this? From a friend. Right. They say, Yuri, it's nothing to worry about. You know how much a klutz I am. I'm the one who always getting injured and ending. I'm the one who was always getting injured and ending up with bruises. Remember? I really hate that he lost this type of riding just because it's Sayori. Like seriously, some people don't care if you're riding with a friend or something. I ride with other people. Of course, not really exactly like workspace type of riding. But like when I'm just riding with random people at works, that sounds stupid. Just when I need to send something to the workplace and from the workplace, stuff like that. Of course, I don't ride like I ride usually. Speaking of the little smileys, but generally speaking, someone who's merely an acquaintance and sometimes who I'm very close with, I ride the same way with them. There are people like that, and I kind of feel like people should like. I've seen so many messages with where it's already been like, you ride with your friends differently to your acquaintances. Like with your friends, you use more this and that, and no, I don't. I felt kind of like maybe I could relate to someone there. I mean, I relate to the friends who also don't do it, but it's hardly anywhere else. Want me to call you? If you hear my voice, will you believe me when I say I'm fine? No need, I believe you. Come on, Sayori. Talk to me. She doesn't reply after that. God damn it. She's blaming herself, isn't she? All because I had to go and fall down like a dumbass. That banana bread she made was pretty damn good. And I even got to take some home with me. Referring to Natsuki because we probably still saw her. I should find some place to sit down. Somewhere sheltered from the rain. A bus stop, maybe? No, that probably look weird. I know! The Sarabatu line has a stop not far from here. Train stations are pretty much like gigantic bus stops where people won't look at you funny for loitering, right? So now we're going to see this. Let's see what weird, tragic thing happens here. Once I'm situated underneath the train station's shelter, I lose my umbrella and hone it on the nearest bench. As I seat myself, I continue observing the people around me, and the crowd is much the same as the one downtown, though with a few other high schoolers peppered about as well. Makes sense. I'm sure more than a few students use the Sarabatu line to get to and from school. Not just Sarabatu High students either. I see a few different uniforms. I wonder if this is where Sayori arrives every morning. Maybe from now on I could walk her here? Sure, it'll be nothing like when we were neighbors, but if I could recapture those memories at least a tiny bit, I'm sure Sayori would be thrilled. If she would allow me to do it anyway. She'd just as likely forbid me from walking her here, saying I shouldn't trouble myself. But it'd be my pleasure, really. Train's mournful toll vanishes into the fog, along with all the human lives it carries at mind-boggling speed. To think that Sayori now lives so far away that she needs to ride on one of these. Well, where Sayori lives never changed. It's me who lives far away now. I need to walk, and to stand up and walk and stop thinking so much. Once more, I open my umbrella and step out from under the shelter and into the storm. Maybe nothing weird tragic happens here. Funny how that works, isn't it? I go for a walk to clear my head and get away from all the stress and unhappy thoughts. and somehow it always catches up anyway. Guess I should try begging Sayori some more when I get back to the house. Who knows if she'd even want to talk to me, though. I want things to be the way they used to be. Sayori. I wonder, were we happy back then? Or did we just not know that we weren't? Whenever I would visit Sayori's mom and pops after school, she would shout out, "I'm home!" as she threw her shoes off. That's apparently the normal thing to do. I drop my backpack to the floor and zip it open before extracting the plastic container with my half of the banana bread. Damn it. Looks like it got a little beat up in transit. Looks like it's banana bread for dinner. I break out the banana bread from the bowels of its box and brandish a blade before it bites off a big bit from the brain. What the? Who's texting me at dinner time? Hey, Matt. Hello, who is this? Somebody you know. You look like you're enjoying yourself in home economics. Trying to become a housewife one day? Why'd you even take that class in the first place, huh? You know that everyone's going to think of you. Of course, maybe that's what you want. You're very pretty for a boy, after all. Maybe I should hand you off to the soccer team and let the guys do whatever they want with you. Amazing. Bet you'd like that, wouldn't you? I blocked the number. Who the hell was that? Shaken, I place my hand on my chest and breathe deeply in, out, before pressing onward. My god, I still can't skip properly. Still face on my pillow, I feel around in my pant pockets until I take hold of my phone. I want to shoot Sayori a text, see about walking her to the train station in the evening. I roll over and hold my phone up above me, tapping on the contact named Sayori before entering away my message on the screen. Sayori? You awake? What's up? You take the train to and from school, right? Sarabatu line, I'm guessing? Yep. Which stop do you use? Matt, what's this about? I was thinking I should walk you to the train station after school from now on. You shouldn't be walking home by yourself every day. It's not safe. That's really, really sweet of you to offer, but I couldn't possibly ask that of you. Why not? 'Cause you would be going super out of your way for it. In this rain, too. And then after I get on the train, guess what happens then, smart guy? What? Then you have to walk all the way back home, and much for the distance at that. By yourself. Which I seem to recall you saying is not safe. Well, I don't fully know what he'll write anyway. No, Matt, she obviously just doesn't want to be around you and isn't being nice about it. Just show some fucking grace for once. No, Matt, she just doesn't want to... Okay. Okay, fine. Sure, fair enough. Offer's on the table, though. Move back into your old place and we won't have this dilemma. No. There's no reason to go dumping all that on her now. In this housing market, as if. What's your new place like anyway? Why do people ride it like wood anyway? If it's not close to downtown, it's gotta be pretty boogie, right? No idea how mom even managed to swing this, to be honest. Get us a new pick sometime. This place is huge. I bet there was a meth lab in the basement or something, and that brought the value down. Oh, you should go searching down there. Maybe they left something behind in the crawl space. Sayori, you're supposed to scold me for saying stupid shit like that. Why would I scold you for discovering a potential revenue stream? Shaking my head. Although I am so disappointed she didn't agree to the whole walking home together thing, I suppose I should be thankful we can continue talking like this. Making dumb jokes, playfully scolding one another. It's more than I should ever dare to hope for. Let's go with this again. Guess I didn't even notice I'd been munching on the banana bread this whole time. I don't know what Sayori meant. If anything, I could start to lose a bit of weight. God knows I can't afford to miss any more classes.